Hey mama, are you looking for some fun activities for your toddler who still puts everything in their mouth? Don't worry, I've got 8 great ideas for you and your toddler that will keep them safe and busy. Hi there, I'm Tori. I'm mama to a little 2-year-old boy who is just getting his second year molars, so absolutely everything still goes in his mouth. I know the struggle firsthand, wanting to do all these fun activities with your toddler, but not being able to because they won't exactly be safe if the materials, the paint, whatever goes right into their mouth. So today I've got 8 great activities for you that will keep your toddler safe, will be a lot of fun. Um, Even if they put everything in their mouth, they'll still be okay. Well, everything in this video I vetted and used myself with my own toddler. Please use your own judgment about what's safe for your toddler. So let's get started. Okay, our first idea is one of my son's favorites, making homemade pizza. Pizza is like a whole food group to him. So it's really easy to get pre-made dough at the store if you don't want to go through all the work of making the dough yourself, though that can be fun to do with your toddler as well. Then you can let them spread the sauce on their own pizza. You can let them put the toppings on. You might even let them lift it and put it onto the pan before you put it in the oven. And if they lick their fingers along the way, just make sure that they're only working on their pizza so they're not spreading their germs with their siblings or with you. And the second idea, you could bake cookies together. Very similar to the pizza idea. Getting in the kitchen together can give them an opportunity to practice a lot of skills like dumping and mixing. They need a lot of fine motor control to do those sorts of things. And they love to help you in the kitchen. Toddlers love to feel like big people. So you can find an easy recipe for cookies, or maybe you mix the dough up and you let them stir in the chocolate chips if you're not quite ready for the mess of letting them help with the flour and the sugar and the salt. That's totally fine too. They might like to make the little balls of cookie dough into the specific shape that they need to be and putting them on the pan. That might be enough for them, and that's a great way to start introducing cooking to them and baking to them. Okay, number 3. You can also try to make edible paints. Did you know there was such a thing? There are lots of foods that you can use that will dye paint, or you can use food coloring. And then the simple mixture that makes the paint itself is a mixture of flour, water, and salt. I'll include the recipe that my son and I use a lot down in the description below, and you can choose to color it however you'd like. If you're looking for more ideas on what foods will color it, what colors, you can look that up online. Okay, number 4. You can also paint with things that aren't actually paint if you don't want to be mixing up this edible paint. Some ideas are like yogurt, you could use grape juice on white paper, you could use melted chocolate. I'm sure they'd really enjoy that one, licking it off of their fingers. You can get candy melts that are different colors if that's the route that you want to go involving more than one color. There's so many options out there. I think anything that is a paint-like consistency will work, and you can use it on a variety of surfaces as well. You could use paper, but you could also use wax paper. You could use aluminum foil. You could use a pan. You could take it outside and do it on the sidewalk. There's so many options and ways that you can use this paint that's not actually paint. Another great activity is water play. So if you're really concerned about the water that you're using, you can even fill up drinkable water from the faucet or however you drink your water and pour it into a bowl and then give your toddler toys. Or you can do outside water activities. That might be a little bit harder to use drinking water, but the likelihood of them actually drinking a ton of water is not high, but you can decide your own level of comfort with what water you use. But then you can involve all sorts of toys in water play. You can use your measuring cups right out of the kitchen. You can use their bath toys. You can use Duplo blocks that are water safe, or really any toys that are water safe can go into a water play table, inside or outside. Okay, Number 6, make homemade Play-Doh. There are recipes online to make Play-Doh so that you know exactly the ingredients that are in it if your child were to decide to eat it. Now, it doesn't taste good. My son has figured this out. So they may learn quickly that it's not exactly something they want to eat, which will be nice for you. But if they do take a little taste of it when you first start, they will be okay. That's another recipe that I'll include in the description below, one that we've used time and time again that's quick and easy. They can even mix it up with you themselves if you'd like to do that, and provides a lot of fun. You can also try doing taste safe sensory bins. Now, if you've been looking at those little beads online and wondering when the day will come that you get to do fun activities and sensory bins with your child, there are ways to do it now while they're still little. One of my favorites is to put cereal in the food grinder and grind it up so that it looks like sand, particularly if you use like Cheerios or Chex Mix, something like that. But then you can also put even more fun things, like if you use Fruit Loops or some other kind of colored cereal, it makes this colored powder that you can put and hide little tiny toys in, or whatever, spoons, just let them spoon it into cups, whatever you decide to do. But ground cereal is one of my favorites. But then there's other options that might be a little bit more messy you can do as well that I'm sure your toddler will enjoy. You might do like whipped cream, that would be one option, or pudding is another option. You could use Jello. Really, any food that you're willing to let them dig in and make a mess in and explore with their hands can make a great sensory bin. If doing it outside helps, that's always a great option. There's easier cleanup. You can just hose off the porch, or put a blanket underneath of them so that there's not too much cleanup for you. Okay, and our final idea is just to make sure that you're using toys that are safe if they were to put them in their mouth. I know that when they were babies, that's all you did was buy toys that were safe to be chewed on and to go in their mouth. But this gets a little bit trickier as they get older and they want to use more advanced toys. It's still important to make sure that all the toys that they play with aren't using chemicals or paints or dyes that are not safe if they're ingested. So you can look for blocks and puzzles, musical instruments, cars, whatever toys it is that interest your child, and just double check that it's okay if they go in their mouths. Okay, I hope this has helped. I hope it sparked some ideas for things that you can do with your toddler that puts everything in their mouth. This stage feels super long, but trust me, it'll be over before you know it. If you're looking for some more specific ideas for activities you can do with your toddler that are easy to set up, that use materials and toys that you already have at home, and are based in learning, that practice the skills that they need to practice, you can check out the guide down in the description below. It gives 4 ideas that are really great. My son loves them. They're tried and true, and it's a free download so that you can have a lot of fun with your toddler as well. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video.